All right, welcome back to the channel, folks. It is a cold and windy spring day. It's mid-March. It's 37 degrees or about 2 Celsius, but it's very windy. That's why I'm wearing all this windbreaker stuff. It's probably about a real feel of 10 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty chilly. So we're gonna get in the forest and we're gonna get started now before we freeze out here. The goal for this video is to make a semi-permanent shelter out here. So about 2 miles into the woods, I found a bunch of old cinder blocks that I think I can use to make something with. Should be pretty fun. That's new. This didn't used to be here. On the way back, all right, cut this up. During my hike to the campsite, I'm looking for dry stuff. I'm already thinking about making fire before I even get to camp. It's actually been a little rough going out here. I had to cross the creek to get to the other side, and the bottom half of me is just soaked. Absolutely soaked. I'll have to cross the creek again. I just wish there was an easier way to do it. I just threw this log in the river. See if we can balance on this. Ooh. Worked. Yes. The one thing that makes this spot kind of suck is the same thing that makes it good. It's hard to get here. But you can see we have a lot of materials. Some of it could be pretty heavy. So I don't know what I'm going to be able to use. Okay, I think I found camp. We're gonna probably make it here. Got the bag laid down there. Good spot for it. This is not gonna be as easy as I thought. A lot of this stuff is super heavy. It requires a lot of work to carry. Some of those rocks in there will do really good for the campfire, so we'll take those. We'll see if we can scavenge anything else here too, but it's all so heavy and hard to get out. Okay, we have a little fire ring made. I'm tired and cold today, I'm not gonna lie. We had the fire ring made. You guys can hear that wind, I'm sure. The wind is super cold. We're gonna get a fire going, but we gotta get a little bit more dry stuff first. A lot of dry stuff out here. A lot of easy dry stuff. We'll grab just a handful. It won't take too much. Just a little bit. All this wiry stuff here. It's thorny, but yeah, that's actually vines. Never mind. Jackpot. Really, this is jackpot. Tons of stuff here. Okay, guys, so this is the funnest part. I made this char cloth last episode, and we are actually going to get to use it now. So I have some dryer lint here. I have some char cloth. I got plenty of dry stuff that I collected earlier on my hike right here. Got that ready to go. Kind of made this nice little bird's nest for me too, keeping it in that container. So let's go ahead and get this lit. I typically only light fires early, which to me early is before nightfall when I'm cold. We're gonna give it a go here. Rip off a little bit of cloth. This stuff rips super easily. See if we can get a spark. Psychologically, this fire has done a lot for me, comfort-wise. I actually had to put on another jacket because I was getting that cold just out here. And it's weird because it's not winter anymore, but dang, it feels cold. Just as cold as any other winter trip I've done. Sun's decided to come out a little bit. That's huge, comfort-wise. It's actually pretty comfortable now, folks. This is warm, surprisingly. Because I was freezing, literally kind of freezing. Now I'm actually getting kind of warm. These rocks and this backer I built, the backer is not anything impressive. I'm not going to pretend it is, but even that much has helped a lot to increase the warmth. This is really comfortable. I don't think these winds are supposed to die down either, and that's basically what's making it feel so cold out here. I'm trying to think where I want to hang the hammock. That branch right here is a little problematic. I don't know. I think if I hung my hammock from here to there, it would be fine. We have a strong northwest wind with 35-mile-an-hour gusts. The northwest is that direction. So we're kind of building this shelter up, continuing to build it up, and we're going to try to kind of make an L shape here. Try to block out as much of that wind as possible. Obviously, we're going to have to be mindful. We could start our, heat deflector on fire. But that's what I'm working on. I went around, I picked up some stuff just to collect here. But I think I'm going to take some logs off of that dead tree. All right, sunset's coming up, so we have to really actually start thinking about getting our hammock set up. So let's go ahead and set it up. I feel like the wind's died down a little bit, which is really going to be nice. So I went back and forth a couple of times on the location, but in the end, I decided right here. Camped is right over there. This is what it looks like from the hammock. There are limbs above me, but I don't think any of them are big enough to actually kill me if they were to fall. Let me know in the comments whether you guys would camp here or not, especially when it's windy. All right, let's get the underquilt set up. That hammock was super simple to set up. I actually got it set up way faster this time. It's just been a while since I set up a hammock, so it took me a little bit longer, but I really like it. I think it's looking pretty good. Got a nice shape. It's not totally banana looking. Nice sunset in the background. The wind's died down a little bit. This got up in seconds. Yeah, I got that whipped up pretty quick. I don't think I'm going to do a tarp tonight because I'm not anticipating any type of rain. I think it's going to be clear skies, so I'm not going to waste my time with it. It's just more work for me. Nice wildlife around here. I'm going to work on getting firewood for the night. Which, by the way, folks, how nice is it that it's 7:12 p.m. It's 7:12 p.m. It's still light out. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty nice. That is pretty nice. Beautiful sunset. It looks gorgeous out. Yeah, I like it. I think it looks really nice out here. Great campsite. All right, let's go get some more firewood. It won't be too long. It's gonna be dark out. There's still a lot of light on the camera, which tells me we probably have 30 minutes before it's totally dark. we're in a good spot. I am low on firewood. I definitely got to get more. So I still got to get going on that. Still got to start cooking. It's 7:30, so it's getting late in the night. I don't want to be up all night. So we got to get going on some of this if we want to get to bed at a decent time. I kind of want to be to bed by midnight so I can get up by 8, be home by 10:30, 12, somewhere in there. That's kind of my plan. This is a very great shelter though. I really like it. I think it's working well. I've never had this happen before. I was trying to break a branch in half by wedging it in between this tree and that tree and cranking back on it. And it literally knocked this whole, instead of snapping the branch, it knocked this whole tree to the ground. This whole tree. I mean, it's obviously dead and that's why it fell, but I was shocked. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. I've never seen that before. My mouth was just wide open. I'm gonna harvest some of the wood though. I mean, I'm gonna take it. One problem with these wooden shelters is they like to catch on fire. We just moved the log that was on fire to the top. Soon to be out. It's completely dark out now, folks, so that means it is time. It is time. Oh, ooh, ooh, that's good. That's real good. And it's nice because it's cold out here. We're gonna probably start cooking. I think it's time to get some food. Definitely time to get some food. For tonight's menu, we have a pound of ground beef, some mixed vegetables, some rice. I vote we start with rice and our vegetables. All right, let's try this. Better than I expected it to be. It is windier than Hector out, folks. Windier than Hector out. It's kind of a spooky night, you know, kind of one of those classic cold, windy nights. This food is good. This is good. That's hitting the spot right now. Nice to get some warm food in you. Wow, that was a delicious meal. I ate an entire pound of ground beef. I ate about a quarter to half cup of rice with frozen vegetables. So that was a pretty good meal. That will definitely give us some warmth to make it through the night and The wind hasn't died down. There's gusts. It's windy and then not windy, windy then not windy. It doesn't seem to make up its mind. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very nervous about tonight. I really don't want trees falling on me, and there's just a lot of dead wood in these Iowa forests. Spring is such a windy time in Iowa. And I am a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. It's 9:30, so it's getting later into the night. I'm gonna be probably getting in the hammock in another 2 hours, so I haven't been doing anything. The only thing I've been doing this whole time is basically at this point staring at the fire and thinking about nothing and just existing, to be honest. But to me, that's perfect. I really would rather not be doing anything else. And that's what I'm gonna continue to do. Just gonna be hanging out. You know what? It's past 10 o'clock. I am starting to get sleepy, but before we even start to think about bed, I think it's time for hot cocoa. Cheers, folks. Cheers. That's good. That's pretty good. I got a different cocoa this time. Instead of getting those flavored packets, I kind of just bought some bulk stuff and just put it in my own containers. I'm kind of sick of buying those things. They're pretty good, but I want to just kind of branch out and try some different types of cocos. It's definitely one of my self-indulgences when out here camping. I find them to be very nice for the winter because it helps to get something warm inside you, and it really does help to keep you a lot warmer, keeps you hydrated. Cheers. The wind's definitely died down, and this has ended up, I'm almost too hot sitting here. It's got to be 100 degrees where I'm sitting, just constant 100 degrees. It's so warm, so incredibly warm. This fire reflector I made, I think this is hands down just the hottest fire reflector I've made yet. That thick wood does a really, really good job of bouncing heat. It's bouncing off at least 180 degrees of this fire. And I'm just so happen to be, I'm not actually on the ground, I'm sitting on a giant tree that fell. So I'm off the ground, so I'm getting pretty much all of that heat reflected right back onto my core. And it's not warm out here. It's like, it's under 32 degrees or 0 Celsius. It's below freezing right now. And I'm almost so hot I gotta get up and get out of here. Going to be that time, folks. I cannot stress how happy I've been with this fire. It's been just super, super warm. I went from wanting to leave earlier in the day, not even night, it was in the day. I thought it was even colder than it is now. And this fire is just crazy amounts of heat. I've never felt anything like this. Always weird lights around here. I've never felt anything like this. It's just a lot. I guarantee I've been sitting in 100-degree heat for, I don't know, over an hour. And now I actually welcome a gust of wind at this point. Wind feels good now, whereas before it just was miserably cold. I don't know. It's weird. All of a sudden this fire just started putting out massive amounts of heat. Which is kind of nice because I want to go in that hammock warm. I'm going to collect a little bit more firewood. I might actually have enough in the morning. Nah, I think I have enough left. I might get a little bit more, but not very much. Alrighty, folks. It's getting real late. It's midnight. Literally, it's 12 a.m. We've been really enjoying the fire. I made the most out of this evening. I could do this all night long. I'm having so much fun, but it's time to hit the sack, call it a night, and get in bed. We'll give it a few minutes, wait for this fire to die out, and we'll get in. Alright guys, we have everything organized and packed up and ready to go for tomorrow. I've got everything where it needs to be. I feel organized. I also feel confident that this fire should not get out of control and burn down everything. That's the last thing I want to happen. In fact, I'll probably be forced to stay up a few minutes just to monitor this thing, just to make sure it does not get out of control. I don't foresee it happening at this point. Alright guys, I'm in the hammock. It's pretty late. It's time to get to sleep. I'm just been nervous about that fire. It's out though. I just don't want it to catch all that wood on fire, but I think we're good. So catch y'all in the morning, and I'll let you know if anything happens in the meantime. Peace. Good morning guys. It's actually colder out now than it is when we went to sleep. It's like 28 degrees and it's still windy. The wind has not like crazy, but definitely still windy. I did make my goal of waking up when I wanted to. It's 9 a.m. so that means we have plenty of days still. Hardest part of the day is probably just gonna be getting out of the hammock, unfortunately. It's warm in here and it's gonna suck to get out. Well, we're up and started for the day, folks. It wasn't near as bad getting out as I thought it would be. Once I got out and got going, it got a lot more reasonable. It's still very cold. It's under 32 degrees with wind, so it probably feels like 15 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take. I mean, the whole reason I'm in the timber is to escape some of the wind, so we're not getting it all, which is nice, of course. I'm gonna make some coffee. Let's get some coffee going. Let's start the morning off though with the protein ball. I mean, these are already made, no prep work needed. That's what's so amazing about these things. I brought 4 of them. They're like 150, 200 calories a piece too. Great kickstart. Almost got cold enough to freeze my water bottle. Even though it is sunny out, it's not actually supposed to get that warm today. It's only gonna get up to a high of 40 degrees, I think. But regardless, I feel pretty warm. Feels really comfortable sitting in front of this fire, just like last night. Look, we're making some oatmeal now too. Breakfast is served. Not gonna lie, I was actually getting pretty warm sitting there. Really warm. I had to get up. Well, perfect time for me to tear down this hammock anyway. Get that all organized. All right, campsite's looking pretty cleaned up here. By the way, this is an amazing camp spot. Just because there's no underbrush makes it significantly better. Here's where the hammock was strung up, right around there. Gone now, obviously it's all packed up. There's not much left to pack up. I got it all packed up reasonably quickly. A couple nicks and knacks, but we're just gonna enjoy the fire, hang out a little bit more, and get out of here. There was nothing fancy about this shelter out here. It was really just a lot of logs stacked up. I got a couple of half-ass sticks, sharpened the points and drove them in to support it a little bit. It worked. You probably seen it on the camera a couple of times, maybe in the time lapse. The wall fell a couple times. I just repaired it. The worst was when it happened right before I went to sleep. That was annoying. But this shelter, for how simple it is, really worked very well. I mean, just super well. It's really warm right there. I mean, it's like sitting in your living room right there. Even with the fire only that big. Granted, it's got coals keeping it warm now, but bags packed up. Everything's packed up around here. I did a final sweep looking for lost items, things I might have missed. Nothing worse to me than losing camping gear, because it tends to be expensive and it costs a lot to replace. This is where the hammock was. I actually got warm enough out for me to just feel pretty nice with just a sweater on, surprisingly. It is not warm out. It's under 40 degrees. It's probably over 32 now, but it feels good. The sun. I don't think my channel really gets enough views for me to seriously worry about this being a problem, but for anybody that does watch this video, keep in mind a lot of the wood I used around this shelter was wet. It was literally wet. It's been raining the last couple of days. So if you try this with really dry stuff, really dry wood, it'd go up. It'd go up in a heartbeat. Like it would all start on fire so fast. When you keep something next to these coals for that prolonged heat, when it really finally gets super dry, when that wood sitting around the fire gets really dried out, all it takes is one spark for it to catch an ember, and that ember could potentially grow with a gust of wind. All of a sudden you got a flame. All of a sudden that flame grows, your shelter's on fire. You might be out cutting firewood and not even notice it. Like what happened to me, actually. I was a little surprised to see that. I quickly fixed it, and it didn't end up being a big deal, but keep that in mind. When you watch me do stuff like that, this is wet wood. You see how that wood over there is smoking now? It's smoking now. That's because after, 10 hours of this fire, I don't know how long it went for, but a while, it got dried out and now it's ready to catch fire. That's actually where I'm dismantling most of this, because I don't trust it at this point. Most of the wood got super dry, so kind of can't do that anymore now. Amazingly, it's kind of hard to see. In fact, you might not even be able to, but that's not smoke coming off this log. That's actually steam. That log was heating up and it was really starting to lose all its moisture. give it a little bit longer, it would have started a fire, kind of like this. That's a perfect example of where a spark got in here. Super dry in there, caused an ember, started a fire. All right, I got the walking stick, the backpack on. I got all that put away. I decided to put that away because I definitely didn't want it to start on fire out here while I was not tending it. I think this is a pretty cool spot to camp. I think it's gorgeous anyway. If it was windy, which by the way the wind has died down, if it was windy, it wouldn't be so fun. I mean, you couldn't really have a fire. Look at all this grass. That would be kind of dangerous. That wouldn't be good. I guarantee deer sleep right there. I think prairie grass is all bedded down there. Looks like a good spot. Well, if the deer like it, it might not be too bad. Wow, look at that. That's cool. That's a cool view. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a bust. When I first saw this place, for some reason I felt like I remember seeing more stuff to build with than was actually here when I tried. And all I really found were some rocks and some planks and one cinder block. I guess I don't know what I was thinking. It was still fun, but I don't know if this is gonna be our permanent camp spot. Just as I talked about planks, here is a plank. Wonder if I can take that up there. The fact that this place now has a campfire ring does kind of upgrade it in my books as somewhere I might come back again, because it just makes it more official. And to think about it, it's kind of better to use the same spot than to keep making new ones at places that arguably aren't always that great. Just the best I could find. Oh wow, the creek actually froze overnight. Or at least partially. The camera can't really pick this up, and there's some really good views out in this patch of timber. Looks like a great camping spot down on that sandbank. Most Iowa creeks and rivers I would not drink out of, or even, I mean, even filter water out of. They're that bad. But this one, I'd make an exception for. There's a lot of beavers that live in it, so obviously you're gonna have to boil it, but I'd still trust that over all the farm chemicals and pesticides, all that stuff, nitrates. Some of the last remnants of ice right there. You can tell it definitely never gets sunlight there. Wow, that's a mighty oak tree. I love oak trees. You can tell I like this patch of woods. All that junk laying there was found. We didn't bring it here. All right, folks, we made it to the car, so that means we survived another solo overnighter in the woods. Let's go to a gas station. You know what, we need to refuel. Had to go with the Rio Punch today. Cheers. For being a sugar one, the Rio Punch is one of the betters.